Hi everyone, and welcome back to the Girly Girl Bookworm. So this is like a strange location for me to be. Ugh, this is a strange location for me to be coming to you from. I'm literally like my computer is literally on my couch. I'm on my floor. I'm being like a typical college student, even though I'm not a college student, eating ramen noodles. And I decided that I haven't filmed in a while, and I feel like all I film are weekly wrap ups, and I keep telling myself like make that video. Like there's a video that I've had in my head of what I wanted to do for it for like so long, and I keep like not doing it, which is like frustrating. And I think it's just because like the school year is almost over, like I'm almost home full time, and I don't know. But I decided to make this video, and I wanted to say that I conquered Project 10 twice. This is my second time completing Project 10, and I get to go to the library on Saturday, which makes me so excited. So I decided to share with you the books that I have finished for Project 10. And I took the picture because I don't obviously have all 10 books here because I am at my apartment. I took pictures of their cover on Goodreads on my cell phone, so bear with me. The first book I read for Project 10 was, The Girl Who Played with Fire by Stieg Larsson. And this is the second book in the Girl with Dragon Tattoo trilogy. Actually, no, it's the Millennium trilogy. I can't talk today. And I did not really like this book. I gave it a 3 as benefit of the doubt. You probably have seen it in my weekly wrap up. All of these books, except the ones that I read most recently, have been included in a weekly wrap up. I wasn't a fan of that book, but I got it done. The second book I read for Project 10 was, glare. I think it's because my TV's going on in the background too. The Time Traveler's Wife by Audrey Niffenegger. I can never say her name, and I don't want to butcher it really bad, but I just did, and I loved this book. I'm probably thinking it's probably one of my favorite books that I read this year, and I really enjoyed it when I was really nervous that I wasn't going to. The next book I read was Everneath by Brody Ashton, and this is like a Persephone retelling thing, and I didn't love it, but I didn't hate it. I just found it cheesy, and I just didn't understand it in the beginning, and towards the end it got better, but wasn't crazy about it. The next book I read, which is book 4 for Project 10, is Halo by Alexandra Adornetto, and this is book 1 in a trilogy too. Everneath is also book 1 in its trilogy. And the next one is Everbound, I think, and the third one hasn't come out yet. Halo is book 1, and it is about an angel and her siblings, and they come down to this town to help rid the evil people, not the evil people, but the evil spirits that are coming to this town to protect this town. She falls in love with one of the boys, and trouble ensues. It was an alright book. It wasn't my favorite, wasn't bad. It just was kind of in the middle. And that's that. The next book I read was Nevermore by Kelly Krieg. And I was not a fan. I was confused. I didn't like it, but I conquered it. That big beast of a 500 and something page book. I did it. I didn't like it though. And the next book I read, which I read last week, sorry, this is going to be hard to see because it's one of the white covers. It's Uglies by Scott Westerfeld. I was looking forward to reading this book so much because of all the hype of, Uglies is so amazing. And I liked it, but I wasn't in love with it as well. And I did like it. It was an alright book. The next picture, which came out awful, of the book that I read was Pretties by Scott Westerfeld, and that is book 2 in the Uglies trilogy. Not trilogy. It's like a trilogy with an extra book, so I'm going to call it trilogy. And I thought this was worse than Uglies. It was boring until the last 100 pages, and even that was boring, so not a fan. The next book I read, which is not specials, if that's what you were thinking, is The Wedding by Nicholas Sparks, which is like book 2 to The Notebook. It's not a sequel, but it's like a follow-up, I think. I like stalked Nicholas Sparks' like website the other day. And it it follows Noah's son-in-law and his love story of trying to make his wife fall in love with him again. And it was beautiful. And because I was in such a Nicholas Sparks mood, I picked up The Lucky Ones by Nicholas Sparks. And that book, it was good. It wasn't fabulous. We all know this book, I think, because it's a movie. But it's about this man who's in the army and he stumbles upon this picture, which makes him a lucky person because he survives more than he probably should have survived. So his friend basically tells him, you need to go meet this girl, you owe her. So he tracks her down. My pupil looks huge. Sorry. And he tracks her down and things happen. They fall in love. And it's funny, I never read a Nicholas Sparks book until this year, and now I've finished 4 of them. Yeah, so I'm on a big Nicholas Sparks kick. The next book I read, which was book 10 of Project 10, is The Lovely Bones, which is another awful picture by Alice Sebold. And this is about a girl who is 14 and she is murdered. And she knows who her murderer is. And she is she's the main character. Like, it's her perspective of her while she's in heaven and she's watching her family. And honestly, I thought it was cheesy. Nothing happened. Well, it didn't get really cheesy until the very end. And I was like, what? Weird. And then cheesy. It was just weird. And so I didn't really like this book. I was not a fan. And that was my 10 books, Project 10. I'm so proud of myself for doing this. Like, there are so many times where I'm like, I need to buy a book so bad. And I, like, have to tell myself, like, no, you need to, like, get through 10 books in your boxes and you're good. So what I've been doing is reading, like, 4 from my bought box and 4 from my library bought box and 4 and 4. But pretty soon I'm actually running out of books that I've actually bought full price. So we'll see what happens when it comes to that, especially because I noticed Amazon and Barnes & Noble have upped their prices on, like, their websites. And they're getting closer to, like, a real, like, store price, and that bothers me big time. So I don't know what I'm going to be doing. So I'm thinking of checking out, like, book closeouts or book depository and hoping that that's better. And I figured I would tell you right now, I just started this book. It's literally, like, I'm 10 pages in, and I'm reading Hades by Alexandra Adornato, which is book 2 to Halo. This weekend, I'm kind of having, like, a sequels weekend. I'm going to be reading this. I plan on reading Beautiful Creatures. No, I just read Beautiful Creatures in February. Beautiful Darkness. And trying to get the sequels out of the way before I start reading first books again. So that's my plan. I'm sorry this video is so long. I feel like I've been talking really fast, so I don't know why it's so long. But I hope you guys are having a great week, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye, everyone.